This video is brought to you by this sweatshirt. Stick around after the video to find out how you can get one for yourself. And now let us begin the show. Hey sleepers and creepers, my name is John and welcome to ADITW, A Day in the Word, the internet's favorite Bible study. Today, we have a Q&A episode. For those of you who are new to the show, every time we finish a book here, we love to take a week to answer a question from one of you in the ADITW audience. If you have a Bible question you want us to answer, leave it in the comments section down below. Today's question comes from Thomas. Thomas asks, should I start reading in the Old or New Testament? So this is a question that I'm sure a lot of people have. A lot of people might think, well, the Bible is a book, so shouldn't I just start at the beginning? And while if we were just passing each other on the street and you happened to ask me this question, my answer would probably be, just start wherever gets you reading, girl. I think in an ideal world, I actually would not encourage new readers to start at the beginning in Genesis 1. If you're reading the Bible for the first time, or maybe you're trying to read the whole thing for the first time, I would actually encourage you to start in the New Testament in the Gospel of Matthew. The reason for starting there is because Matthew gives one of the fullest accounts that we find in Scripture of Jesus' life, of all the things he said and all the things he did. You see, I believe that in order to comprehend the Bible, we have to be Christ conscious, meaning that everything that is written in this book, whether it's in the Old Testament or the New Testament, is in some way teaching us something about God and in some way pointing us to Jesus. And in order to be Christ conscious while reading scriptures, we first have to understand who Jesus was and what he did, which is why we start in the Gospel of Matthew. After Matthew, I would go back and I would read Genesis chapter 1, and then I would read the entire Gospel of John. Whoa, what? The reason for moving from Matthew to John is because in Matthew's gospel, he deals with a lot of the what of Jesus' life, whereas John deals with a lot of the why. John discusses a lot of the deeper, or what we would call theological significance of Jesus' life. Ooh, fancy word. And the reason for the quick detour back to Genesis 1 is because in John chapter 1, the writer makes almost a direct parallel with the original creation story. Now, after you've done all that, I actually think you would be safe to go back to the beginning and start reading straight through. But remember, as you're reading through, try and remain Christ conscious by putting each text in a Christ context. And without at least a basic understanding of the Christ context, there are so many passages, especially in the Old Testament, that will be deeply confusing for us. If you don't do anything else, as you are reading each passage of Scripture, ask yourself two questions. What is this passage teaching me about God? And how is this passage pointing to Jesus? Thank you so much for your question, Thomas. I hope this video was helpful for you and anyone else who was struggling with this topic. And real quick before I go, friends, I want to let you know about this awesome Keep Being Awesome hoodie. This hoodie is available for purchase now. A lot of you have been asking me for a long time to set up a merch store, and I want you to know I have heard your requests and I have finally listened, and I've set up a merch store with Teespring. In that store, you will find this hoodie. You'll also find the Keep Being Awesome t-shirt, as well as the Say Something Nice t-shirt inspired by mine and Sweet Bear's podcast, The Bear and the Swan. If you're interested, you can just visit the link in the description down below. And last but not least, thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. If you are interested in helping support this channel in a financial way for as little as $1 a month, you can click the Patreon link that is above my head. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I love you all. Keep being awesome.